Hey Sister podcast where sisters share real opinions and have honest conversations about life, growth, and everything in between. Hey sisters, how y'all doing?
Hey,
Hey,
sisters.
sisters.
Well, as always, before we hop into the episode, let's do a quick check-in. How is everyone feeling today?
Today I am unwell. I went out last night and it seems almost like every time I go out, I am unwell. I had 3 cut waters with only breakfast in my
Hold on,
body.
that's a lot.
So I just,
I'm actually gonna tag right along and say that is also how I'm feeling. I too went out last night with nothing on my stomach. I was literally hanging on this morning.
by a thread. And it's
Literally
so
hanging on.
early. Oh my gosh, yeah. So gonna need to fix that after this.
Absolutely.
As the old head of the group, I was inside. I got my rest. I got my 8 hours of sleep. So I feel great.
Okay, girl. I'm so responsible.
What's up and Adam? I don't feel too unwell. I just feel exhausted. I am just so tired. I got back in town yesterday, and then as soon as I got in town, some of my friends are out. So cousins like, I want to pick you up, and we're gonna go to the bar. And I'm like, no, I would like to go home and take a shower, and then we can go. So then I'm like at home trying to rush, scrub the airport off of me, and then we go out, and then like everyone's walking out, so we end up just standing outside talking for like an hour. And then we're like, my friend was like, oh, let's get tickets to this one party. I never buy tickets to parties. I'm like, whatever, let's buy tickets to this party. Buy tickets to the party. And then we're like, we don't want to go. So then we went home. I'm sorry. And I was like, that's why you can't make on the whim decisions.
That's so silly.
No, I really feel that. I bought tickets to a party next week, and it was like something the group was like, yeah, we should go. So I bought a ticket to the party, and everyone's like, we don't know. And I'm like, all right now.
Yeah. I'm like,
My money back.
I will no longer be the first one to pull the trigger. Lesson learned. But this week's episode is a faith production. You want to tell us what we're getting into today?
Okay, yes. Today we're talking all things travel. I feel like it's one of all of our favorite things to do in our free time. So whether it's leaving the country, finding a hidden gem nearby, or planning a spontaneous getaway, we've all been blessed to experience a lot of travel in our lives. And today we're going to share the best, the worst, and the never again moments. So I'm going to share some random fun facts that I found just about travel overall that I thought was very interesting. First, Americans leave over 700 million hours of PTO unused every year. So it's like we're always saying we're burnt out, we're tired. It sounds like it's our own fault because I know when I had my last job, I'm using my PTO. That shit was not
for sure.
carrying on to the next year. And people would be like, oh, you're always going on trip, always going on trip. And I'm like, and you can too. Because we have PTO. Don't let these people trick you. I feel like this is like something that we know, but it's a real fact that traveling can like rewire your brain. New environments actually boost creativity and problem solving and overall like happiness down the line. Thought this was interesting. Less than 50% of Americans have a passport, which I only think it's crazy because after like traveling to like Europe and like all the other countries, they all travel to different countries like so often. Of course, like in the States, we're all as one, so it's kind of like we need a passport to like go to the next state over. But I feel like that's interesting. I kind of feel like Americans don't travel as much as other countries. I'm like, that's kind of whack because who wants to stay here? I'm trying to see the world.
Yeah.
The average person only visits 3 to 5 countries in their lifetime, which I also feel like is crazy because I don't know how many countries I've visited. I guess I need to make a list, but I've definitely topped that. But still very blessed that, I have a life where I can go on trips. And then last fun fact is solo travel for women has increased a ton in the last few years, which I think I've seen that too. But also I feel like the older we get, the more people are like, I don't want to solo travel because I need someone to talk to. And that's how I am. I think I went on like one solo travel trip and I remember being on the phone the whole time or talking, like you have to like meet new friends and talk to people. I remember like I met so many people and they were like, come out with us and come do this. And mind you, it was Miami, so it was like very easy to do that. But I'm like, Faith, now you want me to go on the trip, sit somewhere, wait for someone to come up to you like, oh, you're by yourself, want to be our friend? No, I do not want to be your friend. I do not want to talk. I do not want to hang out with strangers. Inside that, I'm like, I can't believe that was my life before. But yes, those were some random little fun facts that I found. First question, very simple. I have to like actually sit here and think about this. But what's the first trip you ever went on? Now it could be because I feel like the first trip I went on was like driving. So if you want to say like maybe your first plane experience or just like just your first trip that was really like, oh, I actually want to keep doing this.
Okay, I'll do the first one I remember as a kid. I feel like the first one I remember as a kid was it was called okay, maybe this is like a bad example. Where was that Brie? What was that camp we used to go to in Michigan?
I don't
That's the
remember what the
first I
name of it.
remember.
I do
We
not
used to go
remember the
to
name
this
of it.
we used to go to this camp in Michigan. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like a family camp and it was like a family church camp low key. Like we like would literally just like do like water sports, go to church every day. And but it was like not real camping. Like we were like living in a house still. So that's like the first trips I remember like really taking. I also have a horrible memory, so
Like that's so fun. My first trip that I remember getting on a plane for was to go to Orlando for my I want to say it was my 8th or ninth birthday, and it was so much fun. We like did obviously like Disney World. Then we also my mom, I don't know how she got this like limo to go to Disney World. So I
Mhm.
was sticking out my hand.
I'm
This is the life. And people were waving back. I catfished them.
No, that's actually
I'm
fire. Now I'm like,
screaming.
can we bring limos back? Like, we need to bring
No,
limos
I
back to
know.
please.
Where'd they
experience it.
go? All right. I think the first one that I remember was also going to Orlando. I just remember sitting in because Bloomington has like a very small airport, and I just remember us being in that airport, and I think we were going to Florida, but I don't think I was too old. I think I was maybe 6 or 7, but I remember Michael and Brooklyn being younger. And I think we were going to Disney World. I'm sure my mom will text us and be like, "That's not where we were going. That's not your first trip." No,
no fact
okay,
check.
girl. I'm like, I think that's the first one I remember.
Okay, so the first trip, yeah, that I think it was the first time I got on a plane. I was traveling with one of my old friends, like one of my childhood friends and her family, and I can't remember where we went. It was either like South Carolina or North Carolina, but we were on like the coast. Remember getting on the plane. I just remember like us sitting, like being so excited to be on the plane, and then like I started experiencing like my ears popping for the first time, and I was like,
Mm.
like like you're crying, you're laughing so hard that you cry, but then like I also wasn't paying, so I kind of was like crying for real because I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Because I don't know about you, but my ears pop so bad. Like now I'll chew gum and like do things, so it's not bad. But I remember just being on a plane like, this is horrible. We have to sit here for 2 more hours and figure this shit out. Why didn't anyone warn me? And I remember everyone just laughing at me because they're like, face crying. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, like, do y'all ears not pop? I'm not understanding. But made it off that plane, and then we went to like a little lake house, which was like really cool. So to this
Mhm.
day, I've never like would stay at a lake house before, but we were like on the water. We had like a little boat, so we would go on the boat and go around. And yes, they
Cute.
were white, but level of an experience that I've never had before.
Right.
I think we just went around the town and did stuff. I remember we went on like a swamp tour. I think that was like one of the only times I've done that. So that was kind of scary. Oh, I had alligator for the first time. So it
Wait,
was
that's
just
so
like
That's
a
cute.
fun.
fun little experience. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I can wait, but I can't wait to like have kids and like go on a trip and be like, hey, bring a friend. And
Hmm.
like that's like their
Hmm.
experience, a fun time.
For sure.
So, what are your travel essentials? Items you refuse to travel with now because you learned the hard way. And I feel like we can maybe categorize it. So it's like maybe travel essentials for the plane, a road trip, and then like travel essentials for like hotel, your stay when you get there.
For the plane, the last year almost, I've worn the same two sets of sweatpants from Aerie. They're so comfortable. They're like my favorite things to fly in. It's linked in my shop. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah. And the second category, it's so interesting since I don't really like drive anymore. I don't really go on a lot of road trips. I haven't been on a road trip in a long time, but that would be really fun. So I don't have anything for that. But for the like when you're actually there and at the hotel, for me, the biggest thing is also going to be clothes related, is bringing like in between comfy clothes. Cause I used to just like have an itinerary and like pack for like those specific events and then would have like no shorts to like get dressed in or like hang out in when I like
Yeah,
was
yeah.
hanging around in the morning. So it was all straight fits. So ever since then I said I am too uncomfortable. I need to be comfy now.
No, I feel that. For the plane, I would say noise canceling headphones. One time got to the airport and realized I left my headphones. I almost bought them out of the airport. You know, it's like taxi in the airport, but I was like, this is about to be an awful flight. And sure enough, there was like a crying baby behind me, and I was like, I should have just bought the headphones. But noise canceling headphones for sure. And then there's also something called an AirFly. Have you guys heard of that before? It's like a, you know, the airplane headphone jack. It basically plugs into that, and it's a Bluetooth adapter, so it will like connect to your noise canceling headphones. So you don't have to like use the wired ones if you don't want to. I'll use that for like my long travel flights if I'm not sleeping, just so it's like I already have my noise canceling headphones on. Road trips. I would say I haven't been on a road trip in a while. I think the longest one I've ever been on was the time we drove to Toronto, which was kind of insane thinking about it. I tell people all the time that we did that. It was like an 8-hour flight, and the boys were like, "Oh, we'll help you drive." All y'all sleep in the back. The whole 8 hours. Tomorrow woke up the last 30 minutes like, do you need help? I'm like, we're here now.
That's
And drove on
crazy.
the way. Okay, I remember he didn't drive on the way there, but did he help? They drive the way back?
He
I can't
drove, I
remember
drove
that.
to Niagara Falls, and then he was like, don't worry, I'll drive Niagara to Toronto. I was like, okay, yeah, the
Yeah, we're
45
here.
minutes, you got it. I don't remember who drove back actually, but that was fun. I would say definitely, I'm actually going on a road trip not this week, not next week, but 2 weeks from now. We're driving to Palm Springs, just like having snacks and like a fire playlist for the car for sure. And those little mini, what's it called? Trash bags, helpful too, because you just never know. And then for the hotel, I'll
Wait, what is a
usually
mini? Sorry, what is a mini trash bag? What do you
like
mean?
you know, the to go in like your bathroom trash. I'll just
Like,
like I'll just put one in the
let's get
car,
like a Kroger
like a
bag
grocery
and
bag.
be
Yeah,
like,
so there's something to put, something
but
to put
okay,
stuff in. Yeah.
I thought there was like, I'm like, oh, is there like a certain brand that just brands that? Because I'm
No,
like,
no,
they're
no.
finessing, but not a bad
No,
idea.
like the yeah, like the little grocery bags or like the mini or the smaller ones. And then for the hotel, I use those little mini Lysol cans. If you know me, you know I'm like kind of a germaphobe. And so I like to spray the hotel down with like those little travel Lysols and just helps
Hmm.
me sleep at night knowing that I've done an extra layer of disinfection. But those are mine.
My travel essentials. Okay, so for the plane, definitely need headphones, like Bria said, and then I like to take these little Lysol like wet wipes. And I feel like, mind you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like wiping. Like, you know, people. I feel like there's Arab people are getting on the plane and they're like wipe.
That
You know what
was
I
me.
mean? Like you're wiping the seat down.
Comfort.
Yes. And I'm just
That
like,
was me.
you don't have time to be doing. Well, I guess you have to like wait for people to sit down, then get up and then do it. And I'm just like, it's like I'm in the way. So I'll just
Yeah.
sanitize my hands. But if there's like a spill or something, or like I like to wipe my phone and things, need some wet wipes. Even after, of course, this is from COVID, but after COVID, I love traveling with a mask. I always have one in my
Mm-hmm.
bag, and I honestly just forget to have it. But something about walking around the airport with a mask, I just feel like no one can touch me. Like I just feel so secure. Someone's coughing, it's not in my ear. And really, what I liked about on the plane, when if people like stunk or like farted or something, you wouldn't smell it because you
You
have the
can't
mask
smell
on.
it.
You can't smell it. Same for the mindset. I've been wearing the same sweatsuit to airport for like 3 years now. Like, and now it's like I might just travel, whatever. But so comfortable. And I need something warm because I feel like the plane is always so freezing. For the car, I unfortunately have been on too many road trips lately because we have been traveling everywhere
Yeah,
by
for
car.
sure.
So I've one thing I know that I'm like we need is what is it called? A portable charger. So
Mm-hmm.
like right?
That's
Where's
a
my
yeah,
blanket?
that's a good one.
A portable charger, need that because the phone's always dying, and you'll be like, oh, you're gonna be in the car for like 6 hours. You're gonna like be so productive. No, I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm gonna try to get on the computer. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna happen. Any Wi-Fi. I'm gonna try to read a book. I'm gonna fall asleep. Just need to be on my phone. And then when I get to where I'm going, I love having slippers. Like for the hotel, I do not want to
That's
touch
a good
the
one
ground
too.
or like the
Yeah,
carpet.
yeah.
So like some slippers or like some really thick like Christmas like socks. And
Mm-hmm.
then like I'll just use them as like my slippers and like walk around with it. But yes, those are my go-to essentials.
Those are good ones.
Those are very good ones. I'm learning from y'all. I raw dog a lot of these things. I can't lie to y'all. Like a flight, like there's been so many flights I've gotten on my phone's dead, like headphones dead.
And
You
girl,
scare me.
So how do you even check? I guess you have to check in the old school way, like, hey, I'm at the counter. Where's my?
I barely do that. Yeah, that's crazy. I try to have a charged phone and headphones. After that, I'm going to sleep. Honestly, like there's nothing else I need to do on a plane but go to sleep. So like I don't care how long the flight is. I'm just gonna go to sleep, wake up for the meal, go back to sleep. I don't need nothing else really. Vibes are a good one. I feel like during COVID, I'd be like, okay, let me make sure I bring that. But like you said, I just felt in the way. After that, I kind of just go with the vibes, you know? Car ride, I feel like same. I'm kind of the same. The longest one I did was when I moved to Texas from Indiana. But literally all I had was a playlist and kind of just went for the vibes. Stopped for some food and then kept going. And then hotel. It's crazy. Hotel, I'm similar to Faith. I'm actually really weirded out by hotels, so I have to have slippers. And I will not sleep in like shorts or a t-shirt or my skin is exposed. So I have to have like long sleeves,
Mm.
sweatpants, and socks. I will not sleep like where my skin can touch the bed. That's the only thing I'm weird about.
I can't remember who I was. It was someone in our friend group, Faith, where I would travel and I would have my blanket with me to like put on the hotel and I would sleep on the
Hmm.
blanket. That's what that should remind me of because
Oh
Brooklyn
yeah,
would
I
do
used to
that
do
too.
that too.
That was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's where that started.
Yeah. I'm
I think
so
I
weird
saw
about
you
hotels.
doing that, and I
Hmm.
did it too. But what I would do, I wouldn't get a blanket. I would just get like a fitted sheet so it could tuck.
Yeah.
But I would
Put over
put
it.
like the pillows underneath too, so you just lay right on top, and I would just use my own blanket. But
Yeah.
now I'm just like,
Mm.
girl, I'm not doing that.
Wait, I thought of two more. One for a road trip, Dramamine, especially if you're a passenger,
Mm.
because I feel like people getting car sick. I get like car sick depending on who's driving. And then I haven't used this before, but one of my friends swears by it, and I told her that I would try it next time I travel, especially for like a long flight. But it got popular during COVID. Apparently, I never heard of it, which is kind of crazy because like I was doing all the research during COVID. But it's like the spray that kind of like protects your like your nasal passages when you're like going out to like parties and like all type of stuff. It's like a barrier, and it lasts for 8 hours, all type of stuff too. And she said like to this day she's never gotten sick because I came back from Tokyo and was down bad, like down for like
Oh
two
yeah.
weeks. And she was like, next time you go on like a long flight like that. And I was actually sitting in front of someone who was sick, and I was like, oh, I know it's over for me.
Mm.
Like I already know I'm about to get sick. It's just a matter of how sick I'm gonna get. And then she was like, next time you should take this stuff. I'll try to pull up the brand, but I told her I would try it because she said she never gets sick traveling now. I was like,
I
okay.
need that.
All right.
Need that. Okay, actually, let me add one because now you said try not to get sick. I feel like depending on where I'm going, I'll try to bring like I'll make like a ginger shot and I'll bring them like little travel
Mm.
size things, and then some black seed oil. And then if I'm really feeling like I do not want to get sick, I even bring some sea moss because y'all not about to get me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it works. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten sick.
I found it. It's called Profi nasal spray.
I'm gonna look it up.
Profi. Yeah. It has a lot of good reviews.
So, what are your guys' top 3 favorite places you've ever visited?
This is a really hard question because I feel like every country has its own thing that I just love.
Yes.
I would say, in no particular order, Japan is definitely top 3 for me.
Really?
I really liked it. I don't know, I'm into like tech and into like, I really like that they're so like tech forward and efficient, and like the food was really good. Like I really enjoyed it there. Portugal, that was my very first solo trip ever, and I feel like it'll always kind of be special. And then I went for my friend's wedding and was able to like bring Brooklyn with me for that. So I think it's like a cool country. And there was a pretty decent like black population there that I really enjoyed. And then I would say Bali. I'm stuck between a couple for my third one, but I really liked Bali. We were getting massages for like $10 at the
That's
Airbnb every single morning.
dream.
We're like, the lady was like, be back at 10 a.m. It was like, we'll have your $10 ready. Don't worry about this. So that was amazing. But I've like, there's so many others that I could name, but right now I feel like those are my top 3.
Now I'm sitting here like, bro, top 3. Maybe I should did like top 5 because what the fuck? Okay. For sure, Japan. Japan is up there. I love everything about their culture, their food, like Bria said, like their tech. I just love, and they're just so nice people, and I just think they're all just so cute, and their nature, just everything's beautiful, and it's clean, and they respect their country, and I love that. So Japan was up there. Okay, I don't know if this is really my top 3, but I think it is. I really liked Venice. So me and Bria went on like a Europe trip after college for like 20 days, and we went to like where did we go? Like Paris. We went to, I'm blanking,
London,
Venice,
Paris, Rome,
London, Rome, and then what was the last one? Barcelona,
Barcelona. Yeah,
right?
it's like we're missing one.
Okay.
Yep, it was.
It's
Yeah.
like, sorry, I travel so much, don't remember where I went. I need to actually make a list so I can just
I
be
know I have one in my phone. I just can't find it in
that's
my phone
smart. So like I
somewhere.
know where I went, so
Yeah.
I can actually plan for where I want to go. But Venice was
Mm-hmm.
like so cool to me because it's literally like just a city on the water. So like we got off the train and then we walk out, and I don't think I did like research what Venice was. So I'm just like, I remember like I did research on like Paris, so I'm just like that was the part of the trip that I planned. So we get to Venice, and mind you, you just get off the train. I'm like, okay, where's our Uber? Where's the taxi? And they're like, no, like you have to get on a water taxi. I'm like, I literally was like, this is the best day ever. Like, what? Everything. They're like, yeah, you have to travel.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you have to travel on the boat to get everywhere. And I was just like, oh, why didn't I know that this was where we were going? But love that for us. So I just thought that was so cool, interesting. Like, we would have to get, and it was kind of, it moved like a bus. So I can remember if there was like an app or a schedule or something, but it was like, okay, next water taxi is coming at 10 a.m. and it's dropping you off at these stops. And it would just stop and people get off, people get on. And it was just so cool. I just feel like it was just so nice to just be like by the water and to see everything. But it's also very scary because I feel like there were some parts we walked through that were flooded, maybe like a little bit. But since I know that I feel like someone said they're gonna go underwater in the next couple of years or something because they had like a
Yeah.
really bad flood a while ago. So I'm just like, imagine living there and like that's like your life, and then you're just like, I have to figure out where I'm gonna go because we're gonna be underwater. But I think that's a very like cool, interesting like life to live, having to get up for work and then get on a boat and then go on about
For
your
sure.
day. And then the last one, okay. The last one, I really just love Puerto Rico. Like I feel like I've been to like better places, but I just really love my experience in Puerto Rico. I feel like it was just so fun. It was like where Airbnb was, it was very accessible to like walk around and like be with the locals, find
Mm-hmm.
good food, find good shops, and it felt like I feel like we are in like a safe area. And we did a lot of like excursions, so like going down like a little waterfall or like going to the beach, and like they have like the prettiest beaches. You kind of have to travel out a little bit, but it's just really beautiful there, and their food is just so good. Like I just became obsessed with empanadas, and I just love everything about them. It's a fun time. So yeah, those are my top three.
Yeah, it's great.
Those are good ones. I love this question. My favorite 3 places are number 1, Indonesia, Bali. Loved it. Had so much fun. I think I like it because there's like a mix of vibes. Like you can have a lot of fun, but you can also have like the relaxing, the cultural explore, like da da da. So I liked it for that reason. My second favorite place is Ghana. I went there for actually a work project and so much fun. Loved it. The food, amazing. And then my last one, since you said country, I'll pick a country, but I like multiple places in it. But I love France, specifically Paris and Monaco. Everyone has a lot of beef with, not Monaco, excuse me, Nice, Paris and Nice. Everyone has a lot of beef with Paris. I loved it. They loved me. So I had a ball personally. But I know people are very anti-Paris sometimes. And then I loved Nice because it was just like such like calm, cute vibes, like by the water, you just enjoy. It's like
When did you
I
go to
would
Nice?
retire there. 2 years ago, when I was in Europe, just like jumping around all those random places,
Okay,
I
I
went to
don't think I
Paris,
knew
then
that
went to
you went to
Nice.
Nice.
I was
I
there
would
for
have
like
asked you where to
2, 3
go.
days. Loved it.
I was like, Amaya sent me a list, but I didn't know you went too.
Yeah, but I loved it there. Someone asked me where I would retire, and I said either there or Monaco. So I
Yeah,
would go there.
Monaco is wealthy. I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, I'm
Those were
too poor to be walking these streets." Actually,
sweet. Those are my faves.
I also have Nice on my list. I studied abroad there, so it's like the only place that I spent like an extensive amount of time that like wasn't my home. And that was also like my first time out of the country, I want to say. Yeah, I think that was my first time besides like a cruise. So I really, really enjoyed that. I like learned a lot about myself there and had a lot of fun. A lot of drinking, a lot of $3 wine nights.
Oh my gosh. Wait, how long was your study abroad?
Well, unfortunately, it was during COVID, so it was like only 2 months that I was there, but those 2 months were chef's kiss.
oh, like you went in January and had to come back before the
And they called
pandemic
him
hit.
back.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah,
up.
my
That's
mom was
scary.
tweaking. Oh my
I didn't
god.
tell
I
you got
remember.
stuck there.
She's like, girl,
I
you
remember
can't
them
stop.
calling
Tweaking.
everybody back.
It's so embarrassing. I cried for like the whole month I went home. I was like, I don't even care about like COVID, yeah, but like I'm not abroad. I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
Yeah.
My mom was like, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, you've never had to live through this before. It was a very dramatic time in my household.
I'm so weak.
Very, very dramatic. I also really love traveling to Mexico. Any city I've been to has been like one of my like favorite places and trips. Most recently I went to Mexico City and like I would go back there like
That's on
soon.
my list for this year.
I've heard really good things. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
oh, you're
I
gonna have
love
so
Mexico
much fun.
City.
It's huge. I was like, wow, because that's like the first like more city vibe place that I've been to in Mexico. Like there like it wasn't like a beach or whatever. And it was so cool. I was like, I like it here.
Right?
And then another place that like Faith said maybe like isn't like the most like extravagant place I've ever been to, but I do love going to Vegas. Every single time
Okay.
I've gone to
Wow.
Vegas, I have had a great time from start to finish. I think the food is like one of my favorite like food cities. They've got incredible food. It's got
They
one of
do
my
have
favorite
good
restaurants
restaurants.
there.
Mhm.
So good. And I
Yeah.
love the mall, hotel, club all in one.
Mhm.
Like those are all the things that I love. And it's in one place.
I'm
It
so
can't
weak.
get better than that. And then yeah, and the weather is really good. The last time I went, I finally got to try the like beach clubs, and I was
Mhm.
okay.
I
This
saw
is
fun
such a vibe.
ones.
The only problem with Vegas is that the drinks at the places be expensive.
Yeah,
We
for
got
sure.
some like slushy type of drink, and I actually think it was $50, and we were like, "That's the only
Wow.
drink we're gonna get today."
I'm gonna say
Sweet.
30. I'm like, and that's pushing it. 50 is insane.
Yeah,
At least
it's
50.
nuts.
No, Vegas is fun. I've been a couple times, but I haven't experienced a beach party thing. Was it the pool party thing? I'm
Like the
just like,
beach
oh, that's the
clubs, yeah,
main
the pool
thing.
parties.
Yes, we need to
Mhm.
do. Okay,
Mhm.
last question that we
That's it.
have before we get into our one listener question. What is one place you'll never go back to? Whether you just hate it there, hate people, hate the culture, hate the food, or you just had a really bad travel experience?
One place that I never have to go back to is Geneva in Switzerland.
Mhm.
It was one of the most okay, I liked it like when I was there, but I just don't have to go back. We like tried to go out. This was when I was studying abroad. We like tried to go out and there was like no real place we could catch a vibe at. And so I was like lame, putting in my do not come again city box. And then I remember the food just kind of being like I'm kind of confused as to what this is. It was a lot of like cheese and like meat, and I really wasn't messing with that. And so the city that I go to has got to have good food, and didn't have that. And it just felt like really like bland. There was not a lot of black people, and I
Yeah,
think that really contributed to my experience there. But never say never.
Right.
I would say Croatia for a lot of the same reasons. It
Mm.
was already kind of like a random pick. Like it was like I know I wanted to go to Nice, but I was taking 2 weeks and I was like, oh, let me figure out like where I want to like tack on that I've never been before. The like path wise, Croatia made sense, but once I got there, I was kind of like, I don't. This wasn't particularly necessary. I guess like it was like a very pretty country, and then like after the first day, it was like, all right, well, what now? What do you
I
actually
hate that
do
feeling.
here? So we did like a little boat tour, but a lot of it was just like going to the pool, going to pool clubs. Like there wasn't really much to do. The food wasn't anything to like write home about. So I would go like, if you're trying to go to Croatia, I would say like 1 or 2 days is enough. To be quite honest, like making a pit stop. To be quite honest.
That's a good one.
Mine is in the States. And like Amaya said, like I may go back here, but like I'm not gonna be the one that plans the trip. Okay, so we went to Denver, Colorado. And it
Interesting.
wasn't I don't hate it. Like I really don't hate it. We went with Bria and some of our friends. I don't hate it. But and I will say I came late and I missed the ski day. So I feel like okay, maybe if I did the ski day it would have been a little bit more fun. But it was just so damn cold. And I hate packing and traveling somewhere where it's colder than where I'm at. Because I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to bring your like a real coat, like a big bubble coat. You have to
Mhm.
bring like boots and stuff, and it's just like you notice that you don't overpack. Like you have to overpack for the cold because you don't know what you're about to experience, how long you're gonna be outside, and how bad it's gonna be. But I say I wouldn't go back to just because I feel like we did do a lot of things, but I was just like, other than it being like cold and snowy and pretty, I'm like, what else what else you gonna do here? Like, I remember I went to a dispensary and I'm like, I feel like they're known for like, oh, we were one of the first people, or for like cannabis, blah blah blah. I feel like their stuff sucks, so I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And then it really was just a small little quaint country town. I feel like I don't know why I thought it was gonna be a little bit more like extravagant. Everyone's like Denver, Denver. I'm just like, oh, these are just like little quiet like little town, and it doesn't. I won't say it doesn't seem like as welcoming, but I don't know how to explain it. And the
Yeah.
food was just okay. We did do like some cool like experiences and like activities, but then I remember
Mhm.
like after trip, then some people get sick from like the elevation, or
Yeah,
yeah,
elevation sickness.
which I thought that was insane. I'm like, why the fuck are we up this high, and how the fuck are you getting sick from that? So just
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just a weird town to me. It's very weird. I get to go there for skiing in the snow, but then it's like, what the hell you do in the summer? It just doesn't seem like a
Yeah.
fun time. But I
I
have a feeling, I feel like I'll be back because I feel like it's just a hot spot for people. So we'll see.
for
Maybe I can
sure.
try again.
I just hate their airport. I'll never forget. It takes a full 20 minutes to like get like once you like cross the welcome to the Denver airport line, it takes a
Mhm.
full 20 minutes to like get to the terminal. And I'll never forget me and Demario landed at the same time. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go get groceries while we wait for Aunt to land. Aunt told us he landed at like 8 or like 11 a.m. or something like that. But it was like 11 a.m. Eastern. So we leave the airport, like get to the store, and he's like, landed. I'm like, you're, I feel you're going to have to wait. You're not doing the loop. You're not driving a full 40 minutes to come get you because you got the
Mhm.
flight wrong. Like, you're going to have to wait, friend. Sorry.
That's crazy. My one, okay, so it's like a 2-in-1. This was like just a crazy trip that just made the horrible experience why I would never go back to these places. But mine is the Dominican Republic and Canada, and it's 2-in-1. If you know this story, I went to the Dominican Republic, and it was just number one, such an issue getting there and getting back. So the flight we got, I don't know why we got this flight, but it had a layover in Canada, which makes no sense, but fine, cool, whatever. Both ways, our flight got canceled. So the first time they canceled us, we had to literally get on this budget little airline to get to the Dominican Republic. Cool, fine, whatever. When we were in the Dominican Republic, number one, I don't think the food was that good, and it was always just something. Like the people there were just always trying to like get over on you, get some extra money from you. Like it
Mhm.
was always something. Like, can I just not enjoy my time, please? Going out was cool, but like other than that, wasn't really a fan of. Then coming back, we landed in Canada. Our flight gets canceled from Canada to New York. They were being so rude. They would not help us
Mhm.
whatsoever. So we literally had to drive from Canada to New York because they would not help us and they would not put us on another flight until like later on that week. And we were like, like we have to go home. So I would never go back to those two places solely because Canada was just so rude. Like, you did not have to be mean. I'm just gonna go
Aw.
home. And they were like, we're canceling the flight because it's too cold. Bro, don't piss me off.
It's
Like,
okay.
Cold?
Like
I
y'all
was
know
so
it's about to be cold.
irritated.
all right.
So me and my roommate, that's the second longest drive ever done. Me and my roommate, an unexpected drive, had to rent a car and drive
How
from
long?
Canada to New York. It was like 8 hours. Literally at like
It was
11
a
o'clock. We left
storm
at like
too,
11
right?
p.m. It was a snowstorm too. 11 p.m. we had to drive
Oh
from
yeah,
Canada
no.
to New York. We got there at 7 a.m. Crazy, crazy.
That's
But we made it.
crazy.
Yes, I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't go back
Yes,
to
I'm
those
happy
two
you made
countries.
it safe. I hate that. Well, no, okay, you have to go back to Canada because Toronto's so fun. Maybe you should be take
I
you
don't
to
know.
Toronto.
That's
But
where I
I'm
was.
surprised they're
Those
rude because I
meanies.
feel like I was just telling someone yesterday people in Toronto are so nice. I feel like it's a nicer, cleaner New York. But
No, they would
okay,
not let us get our
well,
suitcases
that's
whatsoever.
crazy. That's insane.
Well, that wraps up our discussion for the day. Now we'll transition into our listener questions. We have one question this week, and if you want to submit a question for future episodes, it is theheysisterpod@gmail.com. What's our question this week?
I want to plan a trip with friends, but I'm worried about inviting too many people or people getting upset if they're not included or not invited on the trip. So how do I navigate this trip planning process without all the drama?
That's a really good question. I feel like that's something I struggle with when I'm trying to like plan trips. Is like, who do I invite? I don't want people to feel left out. And the only time I've ever had any like drama surrounding this, which has made me change my perspective on how to navigate this, is in college. Me and my friends were going. It was senior year, going to Nashville. We had to disinvite someone from the trip because we didn't like their behavior or their attitude.
That's crazy.
And we sat them down, and it felt like one of those like
No, you did
Interventions.
not.
yes, it felt
That's
Yes.
intervention.
crazy.
We're like, we don't like that you do X, Y, and Z, so we have to disinvite you from this trip. And it was so dramatic. People were crying, but I was like, guys, we have to hold strong. We don't want her there. And so since then, Realize if you're spending all that money and you are like requesting that other people also spend money, you want people like you want to pick the right people for the job. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't feel no kinds of way about inviting people that you
Mhm.
really don't want there because then you're stuck with
Yeah.
that person. And I feel like every time I've like been like on the fence about inviting someone or like I don't know if I could travel with them, usually the answer was it didn't go well. And so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
knew I had the foresight to know that was not going to work out. So hold your ground, stay strong, and just be around the people you really want to be around. You don't have to you don't have to disinvite them like I did. You don't have to necessarily sit people down. Now
I've
people
never
should just
heard of
be
that.
catch a clue. No, it's so dramatic.
That's crazy.
No, literally, my advice was going to be very similar as well. Like, unfortunately, people are just going to have to be upset that they don't get invited. Because, like, I am a strong believer that you can be really good friends with someone and not be good travel friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that you like, everyone that you can, like, kiki and party and go out with, you can't travel with. Like, it's just not the way it is. Me and Faith did a birthday trip a few years ago, and it was like 20 plus people. Looking back, did all those people need to go? No. We had a good time, but like 20 plus people is a lot of people to coordinate. It's a lot of opinions to take into account. And like, I think that especially for trips that big, we went about it in a way that was like, here's what we're doing, here's where we're staying. Come if you want to come. If don't worry about it. And I think that that was kind of like, it made the approach a little easier because it was like, now we don't, none of the pressure's on us. Like, but it's still like once everyone gets there, it's like, oh, but we want to do this, or oh, but we want to eat here. And it's just like, okay. So I would just
Yeah.
say, you, like Amaya said, like you're spending your money, you're taking your time to enjoy your vacation. You have to be selective and you got to choose you first.
Just put you
Gonna
first.
put you first.
Yeah, I gotta put first.
Yes. No, that's very good advice.
So let's transition to our next segment, Put Me On and Put That Down, where we are putting you on to the things that we're really liking and encouraging you to put down the things that are no longer serving you. Who wants to start?
I could start. I'll have it travel themed. I forgot to say earlier, so this will be my put me on. Getting an iPad. And there's other things you can do with the iPad, but getting an iPad and downloading all your favorite shows before you get on your flight. Because a lot of flights I have been on recently have not had the little TV. And I'm like, where's the entertainment? But that's okay because I brought my own. Then for putting down, I guess this is not travel. Putting down cut waters. For the past
I'm
two
so
times.
Please.
For the past 2 weeks, not the past 2 weeks, the past 2 times I've gone out, I've had cut waters. And the
Yeah.
first time I said, this is a great idea. I got 2, I'm good. I
Yeah.
pushed it yesterday and I had 3. That wasn't good. So
Girl, yeah,
I'm
that's
just gonna have to
pushing it.
stop until I learn my
That's
lesson.
wow.
So put that down.
I'm
Basically,
sorry.
just had like 20 shots with those 3 cut waters.
No,
I was
literally.
that's what I was gonna look up. That's
What's
really
the-
bad. That's really bad.
I can go next. Mine are also travel themed. So my put you on long layovers. Okay, so this is how I've gotten to like go to different countries, but like countries that like I wouldn't need to spend like more than a day in. So like I went to Qatar with a long layover and also Taipei, Taiwan. And like you can just experience it in a day. There's probably not much else outside of what I saw in a day that I would need to see additionally. And so it helps you see a different country, but it's like really cute, really quick in the middle of when you're headed to your destination. So I definitely recommend having a little layover and it'll break up usually a really long flight. So really like that. Put that down. I know this was like a listener question vibe too, but like don't be scared of the big trips. Like some of my most fun ones have been like the big ones or like the really long ones that do take a little bit of planning, but like it can be a lot of fun. Like I did a birthday trip with one of my best friends and then I was just in Asia for 2 weeks. And so like obviously a lot of planning, but it like came together so well. And like I'm not the biggest planner, but like when I put my head into it, it actually was a really good time. So
Love that. Okay. For my put me on, okay, I kind of have like 2. For travel, what I love to do, and this is more so like when I'm leaving the place. So I remember like in Puerto Rico, we woke up early. Well, basically bringing food with me on the plane. So you don't have to buy food at the airport. Sometimes it's not good, or maybe you're rushing, so you don't have time to eat, and then get on the plane and you're like, damn, I'm hungry. So I love to get like a little sandwich. When we left Puerto Rico, we went back to the sandwich shop that we really like, and we got sandwiches and like chips and sides and things. And then when we got to the airport, we just sat there and ate it at the terminal. We did this too when we left Philly. We got Phillies. We really didn't have any time, so we got Philly super quick, rushed to the airport, and we're just waiting for our flight to start boarding, and we're just eating our sandwiches. And I just I just love that. Like, I feel full. I feel like I got my money's worth because airport prices are insane. Even though I will pay them sometimes, I'm just like, you do not have to do that. And then my second, my second put me on is seaweed chips. I have some right here. I was gonna eat them. Then I'm like, no, they're too loud and they're messy, and I'll have green stuff all over my face. But I don't know why I'm so late on the bandwagon. Like, I feel like I've tried seaweed like before in like maybe high school or something. I didn't like it. I love it. It is so freaking good. I feel like I can lose 1,000 pounds just by snacking on seaweed. Like, this is gonna be my new go-to. I need to replace
All right.
snacks and sweets with seaweed. We had got some tuna and like dipped the what? Took the seaweed and put the tuna in it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's basically just sushi. So
Yeah.
it's like it's such a good snack. I don't think you could probably take it on the plane because it might be messy, but maybe you could take it on a road trip. Oh, and then also I'd be taking snacks. There people be like, you can take snacks. I'm like, yes, you can take chips or whatever in your bag. Like, you can take things with you on a plane to snack on. Okay, put that down. Oh, okay. My put that down is like stop waiting for like someone else to like invite you on a trip or like plan a trip. Like, you have to take action and plan something yourself, even if it's a solo trip or like even if it's like even like a family vacation or something. Like, I was texting my cousin the other day and I'm like, you guys just come to Ohio for Christmas and let's just like bombard grandma, and what's she gonna do? She gonna kick us out? No. So she should be happy that all of her grandkids are in one place. They never are. So I'm just like, we just have to take initiative and plan more trips because I feel like time is just flying by. And if you don't plan some time for yourself where it's like fun or just you want to explore or connect with other people, you're not going to do it. So, yes, stop waiting and plan that trip. Book that flight.
No, I like this. Mine was in that same vein. I was putting people onto solo trips. I think I mentioned earlier, Portugal was my very first solo trip. And I think that like you have to be selective on the country that you do it in. Portugal was interesting because it was planned as a solo trip. And then I got to Portugal and one of my pro fights was like, hey, I'm in Portugal. And then she left. And then someone else that we went to college was like, oh, wait, I just landed in Portugal. And I was like, okay, this isn't very solo. But it's like, I just happen to like know people here. But which actually ended up working out because I'm not very like extroverted. I'm not the type to like go to people like, hey, like let's be friends. So it ended up working out that like there happened to be people that I knew in the country at the same time. But I do think that I don't know. I think that to Faye's point, like if you want to go somewhere, you don't have to like wait on people to, you know, make the plans and stuff like that. You can just go by yourself. And I also think it's good to spend time with yourself and like be able to set your own schedule and not have to like worry about, you know, taking other people into account for certain trips, not everything. Putting down spending a ton of money on suitcases.
That's a good one.
I think that, and I have my bigger suitcase is a mono suitcase and I love it. I love monos. I love Away. They're really good quality suitcases. But one thing about TSA, they don't give a fuck. They do not care about the brand of your suitcase. They don't care. My first time using my mono suitcase, it was like this beige, really cute. I got it around Black Friday sale. I was like, I'm gonna wait to use it until I go to Portugal. It'd be like my Portugal suitcase. I picked that thing up off the conveyor belt after I landed in Portugal. Did it get dragged by the plane on the way there? It was like a cream color. That suitcase was black. What the actual fuck happened here? So don't like feel a bunch of pressure to like spend a bunch of money on a suitcase, especially if like you're not okay with the fact that it's gonna get dirty, because it will get dirty and TSA does not care. The brand look nothing. They will throw it onto that plane no matter the circumstances. Well, with that wraps up our episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to leave us a 5-star rating wherever you're listening, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then if you're listening on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can hear future episodes. And if you want to leave us any listener questions or connect with us, we are the Hey Sister Pod on all social media and the heysisterpod@gmail.com if you want to submit to us. But with that, thank you for listening and we will see you next week. Bye, sisters.
Bye, sisters.
Bye, sisters.